our take, and I don't know what's going to be in this thing, is that they're trying to get to the basic construct of an extension of the 2017 tax cuts that ushered in an incredible economic growth in this country, along with some campaign promises that President Trump made, and get that all packaged together and kind of like jam it through. Our partners at AFP did some pretty incredible polling that sort of supports this point of view. They released a new poll showing massive bipartisan support for renewing the TCJA. That's the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. That's the 2017 bill that we've been talking about. 1,000 people, POS, reputable firm. Despite the name, POS. I've always told my friends at Public Opinion Strategies, like POS is probably not your best.
Don't
stuff.
ever use the acronym.
It's probably not your best stuff. But
they are great though.
But they have they become a preeminent pollster that people across the aisle, everyone respects. And what they have found is you got 68% of respondents that report that their taxes are already too high. There's also a broad cross-section of support, 84%, for keeping the current tax rates in place.
Pretty high number.
84?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get 84% of Americans to agree on anything.
No.
95% of Republicans, 79% of independents, and 74% of Democrats.
74. Yeah.
That's something.
I mean, that's wild. So as they're putting this whole thing together, I think that AFP has provided a pretty good 50,000-foot look of the conversation you need to get back.
Yeah. Don't lose track of that, right? Because like you were saying, Holmes, like everybody's getting stuck in the morass of the process and this, that, and the other thing. The reality is the American people very clearly want this extended.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're planning on it.
Right.
Yeah.
And to your point earlier, businesses plan on it. You can't run a business in this country and plan for, who's going to get elected in a midterm. That's not how business works. Like you have to look out 4 years, 6 years, 10 years into the future and make plans for that. That's how you invest as a company. So
and those are such big macro things. Like if you listen to the debate, if you read like trade pubs, the stuff that follows like the every jit and tittle of all of this stuff, what they talk about is like, well, they're considering FMAP for Medicaid, or they're doing like this little piece of that. Like none of it makes a fucking difference for you whatsoever. Like just get to the end of the story.
Yeah.
Bring yourself out of that process argument that the press wants to make and talk about whether you want your taxes to go up or not, whether you think that that is a good economic condition for this country or not. Recall that like the corporate rate goes up 15% at the end of this year if you don't do anything about it. And before you say that that's the rich fat cats, recall that the corporate rate is not paid by individuals. It's paid by the people that ultimately are getting a W-2 paycheck from those corporations, which employ millions of Americans.
well, and I don't know. It might also be a pretty good political message. I mean, we're talking about the legislative component of all of this. But like, if you're a Republican on Capitol Hill, fucking put your shoulder to the wheel.
Yeah.
Like, this is a great political message.
It is.
It's like my colleagues across the aisle want to raise all of your taxes. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, right. So like offense.
Yeah.
Offense.
Play offense.
But do that coupled with what I think is happening with the Trump administration in terms of how they're dealing with tariffs. Again, we talked about this last week. You could see a scenario in the fall where you're cooking with gas. And that is the America that we all voted for, and one that I think Donald Trump is well on his way.